Welcome, everyone. It is noon, and we're going to kick off our tour of online services. We have a lot of great changes that have occurred to our website and communities, and so we want to go over that so people can get comfortable. This kicks off actually our Legal Tech Month. And so we have, in addition to this, which doesn't have CLE credit, by the way, but in addition to this, we will be having 7 other CLEs. So be looking for those through our CLE calendar. My name is Mary Warner. I'm legal technologist for the Minnesota State Bar Association. If you have any questions as we go along, just throw them in the chat, and I'm going to just keep track of those. I also have my colleague Jennifer Carter on, and she'll help me out with that as needed. And we'll try to answer questions as we go because I'm going to go over a number of different services. Hi, Jennifer. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to actually start with our brand new website. So let me get started here. Okay, and that's my meeting thing. Let's get rid of that. All right. I'm going to go right to our homepage. It's mnbars.org. And with this, very first thing, I decided I was just not going to log in so we could go through that process right at the beginning. You'll see this nice big My Account button here on the upper right, and for the public right above that. So I'm going to go to My Account, and here we have the login. Now, I already have my username and password saved, so I can log right in. But if you don't yet have your account set up, go ahead and click Forgot Username or Password and enter the primary email address that you use to get into your MSBA account, and you will be sent an email to reset your username and your password. When you're setting your username, don't use your email address this time. Use an actual username that's not your email address so that you can get into the account should your email address change in the future. So that's kind of how you get going if you have not yet logged in. I'm going to go ahead now and log in. All right, now once you're logged in, you'll know you're logged in because your name will appear up here right next to a logout button. So right above my account. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is go to my account again to kind of show you where to set things up. You'll go to Manage Account, and shuffle a few things around here. Here is where you can update your profile. You can put in a new photo. You can update your login. That's your password. And you can customize your email preferences. I'm going to go to, well, I'm going to show you a few other things on this screen here quick before I go to update profile. This shows upcoming events. And note that there's another little tab here that shows your events. You can show your store purchases, your credit cards. I'm just going to show you what that does. You will have your communities as well. And I believe it's because I'm an admin, I have all the communities as my communities. So it's a very long list, as you can see. You can see your subscriptions down here, including the districts you belong to, your sections. And then we have some quick links, publications, announcements. These are basic general announcements here. And then if you have any overdue invoices or recent payments. So a lot of different functionality here. So when it comes to updating your profile, I'm going to click on this and it jumps all the way to the bottom. Seems to do that automatically for me, but let's go back to the top. You can use the quick links to get to the different sections on this particular form. And they're pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to show you a couple of things here, including the directory fields. So for your directory, there are a couple of different directories that we have within the new website, and you can select your practice area, and this can be a number of things. You don't have to stick to just one. So anything that you check here for your areas of practice, that will show up in your directory. You can put in your pronouns, whether you're willing to consult with other members, a little bit of about me and about my practice. Then you have your directory member communication preferences. Do you want to appear in the Find a Lawyer directory? That Find a Lawyer directory is one that goes to the public. So if you want the public to be able to search that and find you by your practice area, go ahead and say yes to that. Do you want to appear in the member directory? This is the directory just among the members. So other members of the bar will be able to find you. You can decide whether to include your address in mailings purchased by other organizations. And you can also decide whether you want bench and bar as a print copy. Now I'm going to go down to opt-in communities. So we have 4 opt-in communities, and these are ones that any member can join. Legal ethics, the cannabis law, legal technology community, and member exchange. Member exchange is our most popular and active community. We have opted everybody in just automatically, but if you don't want to be part of that community, you can go ahead and change it to no. And be sure, once you make any changes here, to go ahead and hit Save Changes at the bottom, and those should stick. So that's the basic profile. And you can also update your photo from here as well. All right. So now we're going to jump over to online communities, and you can find those pretty easily either from your own account, or you can go up to resources. I also believe member groups has it, yes. So a couple different ways to get places here. So we're going to go to communities, and once again, as I said, I have the entire list of communities, I believe, because I'm an admin. So we're going to jump over to, I'm going to go to Member Exchange. With our communities, as with the old communities, you have the ability to submit posts to the communities using email. So I want you to see that with this this homepage for Member Exchange, there's a community email address, and that's where you find it. That's the email you will use if you want to post via email. Now, when you first come to your communities, one of the things you will need to do before you can post to a discussion is certify your email. And as soon as you click on the discussion tab here, if you haven't certified an email address, at least one, it's going to ask you to do that. It'll prompt you. If, however, you already are certified, but you say you want a new email to be certified, there is an email certify tab here, and I'm just going to show it to you so you can see. And here's where you would do that. You can add as many as you like here as far as email. Hopefully you don't have more than 5 or 6. That will help get you through that process. And for each one that you do, you will get an email that you have to click a link in to make sure that it's certified. All right. From here, I'm going to go to the home again. Let's go to discussions. All right. So all of these tabs down here do different things. If you want to just read the messages from one of your communities, you use this little menu down here. I'm going to go ahead and use Member Exchange because it's very, very active. It's going to load all the messages, and then you can click on the ones that you want to read. And here, any that are highlighted, like the one I just, or in bold, you haven't read it yet. So then you can go through and read it. So that's how you read them. And you can always search that community, and you can use a start and end date in order to find what you're looking for more easily. Threads will show you whether a conversation has more than one post in it. So you can see how many are there. Now I'm going to go to new post. And this is where you would post within the community online. I clicked new post, you have to select your list, which is by the email address. And here it is for member exchange. And then you can enter your subject and your message. One thing to note about posting through this discussion online is that you don't really have any formatting options. The first time I typed up my message, I had all these great, spaces between, like paragraph spacing and all of that. And as soon as it posted, it wiped them all out. So this is where if you email in, you actually have the option to have paragraphs. You can use some italics. So you have a little bit of option to create a nicer looking message by emailing in. But you can always do it here as well. And you can attach files, which I believe is new from last time. I believe on the last set of communities, we weren't able to attach files as easily. You had to upload them to the library and point people to them. But here you can do it within here. So there's a little send email. Now I'm going to show you settings as well, because one of the things people sometimes want to make sure they control is settings related to how many emails they get. And I'm going to just do a quick check because it looked to me like I have a question. Oh, yep. All right. Jennifer's just letting you know. If you have questions, put them in the chat, please. All right. So for each list that you're a part of, you have the option to set your email. So if you want to get a single daily summary, this is the digest. You can click that. Or you can send all messages immediately. That's kind of the real-time option. You actually can set both of these. So you can click on both and save them. And you can get those emails, all of those emails. Now, if you really don't want to get any more emails, you can go ahead and unsubscribe. Or if you're going to be gone for a while, you can suspend your mail, put it into vacation mode. So you can do this for every single community that you're part of. And be sure to save your settings so that they stick. All right. I'm going to look in the chat quick. Okay, can I search for MSBA member exchange? I can't pull it up. That might be something that you need to give us a call on so we can make sure that you're in it. Because if you're having trouble seeing it, maybe for some reason you're not opted in. How to opt in or opt out of communities. So I'm going to go back to that. It was something I showed you within your profile settings, but I'll show you again. Solo small, there is a solo small section. This solo small community back in the old platform, we actually turned that into member exchange. So member exchange is now the solo small community, but if you want the section, then you'd have to join the solo small section. All right, so let me take a quick, we're going to go right back to that profile again, manage account, and I'll show you which ones you can opt in or out of. So update profile again. And here's the opt-in communities. And if you don't want to belong to these, go ahead and select no and save your changes. These are the only ones that are opt-in, by the way. If you belong to a section, you're going to be in that section community. And so if that's something that you want to be removed from, then give us a call and we will figure that out on the back end. All right. Now, the next thing I want to show you here is PracticeLaw. I've been getting a lot of calls on PracticeLaw. It's a very popular library that we have of forms by practice area. And if you didn't see, I went up to resources and clicked PracticeLaw and then access the library. All right. So what I've done here, what we've done is we have reproduced the file structure, the folder structure that we had in the old PracticeLaw. At the very top, we have a variety of resources like access to justice, artificial intelligence, our court resources, ethics, and practice management. And underneath that, we have forms by practice area. And at the very end, we have the UCB uniform conveyancing blanks and editable conveyancing blanks. And I'll just quickly point out that the editable conveyancing blanks are only available to MSBA members through Practice Law. The UCBs are actually available through the Department of Commerce website. Department of Commerce is the organization that runs the task force, and they make sure we get the ECBs, and then the public has access to the UCBs, so they can't edit them. All right, so I'm going to open estate planning because I did have a question on whether we had resources on that. And you can kind of see how many resources are in each file here by the number beside them. And when I open this up, we have our basic estate planning information, an estate planning questionnaire, and the cabin trust. And then if you want to go right back to that library, just go ahead and click on the orange link here at the top. And we'll look at a few others here just so you can kind of get a sense of what's in here. We are working on updating currently the probate forms. We've had a number of volunteer lawyers helping us with that over the past several months. And so we'll be updating them in here as we go. It's been a very big project. In probate, we actually have 3 additional files as well as the overarching file that you can grab forms from. You can download them, email them. Not sure if you'll get an edit. I know I have the edit button, but you should be able to download and email them. One thing that we have noticed is that we were not able to put things in alphabetical order. So it could be a little bit tricky to find things unless you just know kind of where to look. But I am going to show you the search. So there's a search button up here at the top. Looks like a little magnifying glass. So I'm going to go ahead and search for quitclaim deed. And we'll show you what happens. All right. So the first thing it does is it pops up events/CLE, and there are no results in that particular folder, which I didn't expect. When you're looking for something in practice law, you'll want to look for members file share and click on that. And we'll wait till it loads. And now you'll see this big long list. So it's scanning all these different files. And your results are going to be at the bottom of this list. We would love them to be at the top, but they aren't at the moment. That's a coding thing we have to get figured out. But you can see that in practice law, we have 23 quitclaim deeds. And then there are some in the real property law, residential real estate community. So we're going to go to practice law because we know that's where they're the ones we want are. And then it narrows it down. So now you can see that there are quitclaim deeds in the ECB folders, Minnesota Title Standards, the UCB folders. So you can click on one of those and they're uncategorized. So you just kind of keep working through and it will narrow down to what you're looking for. Now I'm going to return to practice law altogether here. And I do want to show you something else, a helpful resource for those UCBs and ECBs. We've put together a spreadsheet of those forms that's alphabetical, so you can tell which, and my internet is working here. Here we go. Let's go to the UCBs. And here you can find an alphabetical finding aid that you can download. And as I said, it's a spreadsheet that will give you the forms in alphabetical order and which numbers, so you know exactly which folder to look in. If it's a number 10 series or a 50 series, that narrows things down for you. Here, let me look at my downloads folder. We'll just open that up so you can see what this looks like. I know a number of people, if they use these a lot, like to have this. And you can see that it's all nicely arranged. So that's that. All right. So that's practice law. And now I'm going to jump to another service we offer, which is vLex Fastcase. So once again, go up to resources and here's vLex Fastcase. Now, some of you may be familiar with Fastcase, the old Fastcase. This doesn't look anything like it. This got upgraded in September. And this is the research service that we provide through the bar. You get it for free, and I just got the value on it. Typically, if you were to purchase this on your own, it's $109 per month, which is $1,308 per year. But as part of your bar membership, you get this. And this allows you to look through case law and do your research for your cases. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of how to go through this because it is so different from what it used to look like that people are having a little bit of difficulty navigating it. We will be having on November 12th a training just on vLex Fastcase as part of Legal Tech Month. So look for that, and you'll get more information on how to use this. So in this case, we've got this new homepage with a lot going on it. And I'm going to start with some of what's at the bottom here. We have featured libraries, which is some MSBA resources that we've provided to Fastcase. Then at the bottom, we have personalized news. And the very first time that you log into vLex Fastcase, you're asked right away, hey, what practice areas are you interested in? And you select the ones you want, and that information will pop up in this area. Like that's what that particular question is for, is to kind of get you a personalized feed of the news that you're looking for related to your practice areas. And there is a way to edit that. So I'm going to show you that to you. There's this little edit your vLex. And you can see that I have a few things checked up here. They use something called smart topics, which is kind of broader areas. And if you just kind of start typing, so I'm going to start typing family, and it'll pop up. And then you can go ahead and select it, and that will add it to your smart topics. So that's the easiest way I have found to add smart topics. If you get too granular, it's like it can't find anything. All right, we're going to go back to home and notice that we have a bunch of tools here along this side, and those tools will often collapse, and you just have to click on it to open them again. Now, vLex uses natural language search, and the search bar is at the very top. I'm going to go ahead and use my standard Prince Rogers Nelson search. You don't have to put the quotes around, but it is going to narrow it down. It will use Boolean search, but you don't have to use Boolean if you don't want to. So let's see what comes up. So there have been a number of cases related to Prince. And I believe I have Minnesota and the US selected as my jurisdictions, but you can adjust that either at the top here, you can select. So here's where you can select your jurisdictions, and I'm going to go ahead and select Minnesota as well, and all federal. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And you can see the number of cases I have along this side. You can see the different resources that they're pulling from. So if you wanted to look at the statute, which I believe relates to a highway, name for Prince, you can do that. So this is where you kind of narrow down your search along the side by the resource. Now, I'm just going to show you a few little tiny things in here that you have to kind of look at carefully. Number 13 here is this little number shows if a case has been cited and how many times. What's great about vLex Fastcase is that they do, as soon as you float over something, it tells you what that icon does. So has these little helpful guides as you go. If you want to see a case and read the whole thing, go ahead and click on it. And notice this analyzing document here. This case analysis that just popped up is actually produced by AI. vLex Fastcase has Vincent AI, and it will put together basically head notes for you and show you key paragraphs. And when you float over the key paragraphs, you see it's a link. You can click on it and it'll take you right to it. And then below is the full text of the case. And anytime you have a search term, it should be shown in highlighted in yellow within the document. So that's a super basic search. I'm going to do a new search here. Let me go to my home, and I'm going to put in Roe v. Wade. And as soon as you start typing, it's going to suggest things to you, which is helpful. What I like to use this case for is to show the new citator. Right up here next to the case, it says it's reversed. And if you click on it, you actually get some more information about that reversal. Okay, we have a question. Best way to print a case. Okay, there's a little printer icon up here, and you can print it from here. You also have the ability to share it. So if you wanted to email it to yourself, right there, there's a way to, share it. I'm assuming it's the citation that's going to go to Twitter or Facebook, not the full thing, but you can email the full case. Otherwise, you can print it, or you can download it, and then you can print it from your download. Okay, so then with these citations, so we've got the reversed, but you also have cited authorities. So then this is going to show you more information. And if you just click on these, I believe this will open. Okay, it opened. This is very interesting. So this document is not included in your subscription plan, and this will happen. We have a certain subscription and certain resources available to us through our plan. But if you come across this, then go ahead and contact them if it's something you need access to. I'm going to pop back here. Some of these things will open in a separate tab, and I was looking to see if it would do that. This one did not. Now we're going to look in cited in 4,499 cases, so you can see all of these. And then once again, if there's a little number, cited 10 times for the specific case. Let's do that. I'm going to open Dobbs, and it opened it in the same window. I know somewhere along here, they do open in separate windows periodically. So you have both of them up. Now, I just wanted to show you the precedent map because this is quite an interesting visualization, especially for Roe v. Wade, because there's so much case law related to it. It's really an overwhelming map to look at. And you can see it's taken a while. Will the Clio integration be added to vLex at some point? I'm not terribly sure about that. That's a good question. Okay, so here's the precedent map for Roe v. Wade, and you can indeed click on some of these, but you can see it's just a mess because there's so much there. Let's open that one. So if you open that, then it's going to narrow things down. There's a lot of data in here. It's very, very interesting to use, but it does take some time. I'm going to go right back to the document here. And you do have a way to save documents. Here's a little add to folder. So you have a way to, and your folder is accessed over here on the left. And you can see I've saved a couple things. There's an advanced search. So you can narrow things down more, or if you are looking for things like there are certain words in proximity to each other, it might expand your search. You can also look by date. So a lot of different things going on in this. I do want to show you quick the browse. Browse is great if you're not completely sure what you're looking for. Say you are like, okay, I need a statute. Now you can choose your state. And anytime there are arrows, that means something else is happening, so you can keep clicking. We've got the 2024 edition. Let's just look at the legislature. And now I can, so you can see how it helps you start broad and keep narrowing down when you don't quite know what you're looking for, but you kind of have a general idea. There you go. And then you can open it up and get to your result. All right. Let's go back to home. And I just want to mention a little bit about Vincent AI. So this is not part of the MSBA plan. It's very expensive typically to run the full-on AI experience. But if you're interested in this, the $360 a month is the MSBA member price. So we actually do have a discount on this, and you can subscribe here, but it will help you do more in-depth legal research much quicker, and assist with analyzing claims and a number of other things that AI does. It's very interesting to watch a demo of this just to see what happens, because it is really quite complex in what it will do. And it's all within vLex Fastcase, so it's not like your information is going anywhere. It's all private to you. Because it's for legal research, and they understand the ethics of not letting that get out into the broader sphere. So that is vLex Fastcase. Let me know if you have any questions on that. That one it's like I said, very complex, and it's just a great tool, but it does take some getting used to. All right, I'm going to jump back to our website, and we're going to go over to MNdocs. Now, MNdocs is our subscription-based document automation system. And with MNdocs, a lot of what you'll find in practice law, we've moved it over to MNdocs and we've automated it so that you can use an interview, fill out the interview, and save your answers, and it will create the document you want, and you can use those saved answers for additional documents later. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the get started here, but just show you it's $50 a month for members. If you want to do a month-to-month subscription, $275 per year for member price, which is a really good price for doing a lot of work quickly here. All right, so this is on its own platform. It's called the ExpressDocs platform. And I'm going to go ahead and log in. I have a couple of different things here. You will not see DocAgility development environment on yours. That's our test environment. I'm going to go right to MNdocs here. This is the library of forms, and everything's arranged by folders, as you can see. Let's go into probate. And I'll grab a formal, let's see, and a notice. All right. As soon as I'm opening this interview, this says it's my previous answers have been automatically loaded for me, but it looks like I opened this before and didn't load anything because there's nothing showing up here. So I'm going to go ahead and load answers. And let's find my probates. All right. And there it has popped in attorney information. And then you go through these tabs and you fill in things like matter detail. Here we have the parties. These are always very important to fill out your information completely in here because some of this information is needed in later parts of the interview, and I'll show you one of those. Here we've got I'll just show you the details on the decedent. It's fairly intuitive once you get into it. Here, we'll show you this. See all the information that it allows you to fill in. Then we can put in the decedent's will. And here we have personal representative, and this is one of those places where you actually need to have other information filled in on the parties so that you can select it from here. And here I'm going to go ahead and do that, fill this out. And there. All right, fill out a little bit of information. And then you get to the point where you're going to assemble the document. You can assemble in either PDF or Word or both. But I want to give you the preview. So here we have this preview button up at the top. And you can see anything that you're filling in shows up in red here. And so you can get a sense of what's going to be in that form before you do the assembly. I'm going to go ahead and assemble it. And then you get, here's the document that you've just assembled. And as soon as you click on it, it downloads it to your download folder. And then at the bottom here, you get your answer file. And you can save it to your computer, which is saved to disk, or you can save it to the MNdocs cloud. And I'll just show that to you here. And I'm going to hit save. It's going to remember which one I was working with. Oh, there we go. Make sure I click on that. Save is not working here. Oh, let me go that. Let me do this again. Gotta figure out why that is happening. It should work. Oh, there we go. So it saves to the cloud, and then it's there for you to use on any other forms. There we go. So that is MNdocs. I'll pause for a second just to see if anybody has any questions. As I mentioned before, we're working on updating the probate forms in here right now. But the next set we're going to be working on is family law. So if you're interested at all in helping us to update our forms within MNdocs and practice law and the family law area, please let Jennifer or me know, and we will get to work on that and start updating those. They have not been updated in quite a while. So we do want to make sure that things are up to date in terms of what's happening legally and the forms right now. If in terms of any of these practice areas or online services that I'm discussing today, if you need more assistance with them, you can always book a walkthrough with me, just a one-on-one, and then I can walk you through those as well. So that is always available as well. Let's see, no more questions at the moment. All right, I want to come back here. So let's go back here. I wanted to show you, we have our CLEs and events, as well as on-demand CLE. So we have this nice uh, calendar of our upcoming CLEs, including any of the Legal Tech Month series, and those are all free for Legal Tech Month because we have a variety of sponsors for those. It's very, very easy to go ahead and register for events here. And Jennifer, can you jump in and explain on-demand CLE?
Absolutely, happy to. So we do have a very robust on-demand CLE catalog available. Recently, gosh, it was last summer, I believe the new rule went into place where you can take all of your on-demand or all of your CLEs for your licensure requirement through on-demand CLE. We have, as you can see right there, the unlimited on-demand CLE pass. That is $550 for members, and you can take as many on-demand CLEs with that pass through the MSBA as you would like for 1 year. Our old pass, all of the passes expired on the same date, which was August 31st. With our new system, the new pass will last for 1 year from the date of purchase. So that's really great, and we're excited about that upgraded capabilities. But we do have, I would say, close to 200 on-demand CLEs in our catalog right now, and we are adding them all the time. You can search on the side by credit type. So if you're looking for ethics, elimination of bias, or the new CLE credit type, mental health, substance abuse, we have that search capability there. You can search by practice area. That is a possibility as well. Additionally, once you purchase an on-demand CLE with us, you can access, you'll get an email with the link and everything, but you will also be able to access all of that content within our website. So say Mary registered for that one on the screen there, Rise of the Machines, is AI ready to impact your law firm? If she went through the purchase process and registered for that on-demand CLE, she'd get an email with a link to view it. But also, when she came back to our website and clicked on that again, on the registration page, she would be able then to view that program right there. So you don't necessarily need to keep track of links and passwords and all of that. It is all housed within our website. You can also access all of that through the My Account screen as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone has any questions about on-demand CLE, feel free to drop those into the chat as well. Like I said, we're adding them all the time. We regularly have around 200 programs to choose from. So lots of great programs out there.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. And we're still getting used to where everything is on our website. So I do want to show you some publications. So that's under events and news. We have publications, which includes Bill Werns's Minnesota Legal Ethics. We've got Bench and Bar, of course. So Minnesota Legal Ethics. You can download it through this link. This will be the current one always, but also within Practice Law in the ethics, the legal ethics folder, you will find past editions as well as the current one of Minnesota Legal Ethics. We have it back to, I want to say, the 11th edition online. We also have Minnesota Title Standards and Minnesota Land Use Law and the Dealing with and Defending Ethics Complaints. These are all in Practice Law as well. So you can either download them through these links or you can go to Practice Law and find them there. And I wanted to also point out judges' preferences, which I just discovered myself this morning. I wasn't sure where they were going to live here. So we have judges' courtroom preferences by the different districts, so you can look through those as well. It's amazing how many resources we have on our website, but because it looks so streamlined now that it's almost deceptive how much is here. All right. Any other questions? Jennifer, did I miss anything? Anything else I should talk about?
I don't think so. I think you covered it. Um, actually, I'll briefly mention the CLE report. On our old website, you were able to run a CLE report, which would pull up all of the CLEs that you had taken with us within whatever your designated period of time was. That included dates, titles, and event codes. We are working on that for the new website. It is not yet completely in its final format, but we're working on it. Just wanted to note that when that is finalized, which should be, I would say, in the next couple of weeks, it is not going to include the programs that you took with us before the conversion to the new website. So if you're interested in pulling that information, you'll need to reach out to us and we can, as staff, can pull that for you and send it over. But right now, that CLE report is not going to pull anything from prior to mid-October. Just wanted to quickly mention that.
Thank you. I do have a question here. Do lawyers need to sign up as a member for the Solo Small Practice section to get Solo Small community content now? Yes, if you want specifically that section information, then you would have to sign up for that section. If you're thinking of the old Solo Small community, that is now Member Exchange. And so that you should be opted into automatically. And you should be getting a daily digest for those for whichever email you've certified for that particular community. When will the email links for the weekly case law digests be updated? They currently go to a non-working link and after logging in still call up cases in Fastcase 6. Okay, I do want to show you that. And actually I needed to show you, totally forgot to show you something here. And we're going to go back to vLex. So case law alerts. Those you can find in your little person icon here up in the upper right-hand corner. And you can just drop down and click on Manage Your Alerts. And this is where you can update. You can edit it. There's a little edit button here. And let's see if there is an email address I have to check. It says Save Changes. If you need assistance with the email address on that, let me know. Excuse me. Because I think we're going to have to ask our vLex contacts how we do that. Let's see. I want to go here to, I also wanted to show you also under this person icon, if you really need to access something in Fastcase like quickly and you don't have time to learn the new platform, you can always return to Fastcase 7 and that will be through this link and that will be available for the next couple of months. I know that eventually they'll phase that out, but as long as it's available, go ahead and use that. If you're asking about Minnesota court opinions, they are still sort of working on how that is going to look for the new vLex Fastcase. But they do suggest going ahead and personalizing this news here on the front page. I think they're working on a way that AI can help us put that together. So that is kind of a stay tuned. We're still figuring that out. Okay.
Mary, do you want to talk about Karen's comment in the chat, or would you like me to talk about
Oh,
that?
go ahead. You can, Jennifer.
Okay. So there was a question about the solo small content, and I believe, Karen, that you're getting at the difference between the solo small section and what was formerly the uh, solo small community. The solo small practice experience section is its own section. It requires section membership to join the community, and it has its own content there that is generated by the section members. Because there was a lot of confusion between the section and what was the old solo small community, there is member exchange. A few years ago, we changed the name of that fully open community to member exchange. So member exchange is open to any MSBA member who would like to join it. And that is an opt-in, opt-out kind of community, whereas the solo small practice section community is based on section membership. And I think Mary did mention if you're interested in joining the section, you can do that online, but you also can give us a call, and we're happy to help you get all set up with that as well. Karen,
Okay.
if that didn't fully address your concern, please drop that in the chat and let me know. Or you can unmute yourself too.
Okay, so I have a question here, another one on vLex. Printing or downloading cases from vLex includes the AI summaries and other wording. Is there a way to just get the case without all that stuff? A clean version to submit to the court? Also, are the pinpoint cites no longer included in the case? Old Fastcase included citations to the official reporters. Not seeing that in what I just did for a test run. I think that those would be excellent questions for the vLex Fastcase CLE that we're going to be having November 12th. I haven't dug into it enough to sort of figure all of those things out, but those folks will definitely know. And what I can do is if you need an answer sooner than that, we can try to get you in touch with the folks at vLex Fastcase to help with that. So just let me know. Actually, let me throw my email address into the chat. And if you have these follow-up questions, just let me know. Okay, Karen says she'd encourage everyone who wants to receive solo small related material to join the solo small practice community to receive solo small related material, even though the member exchange is also available. Thanks, Karen. Let's see, what are relative levels of postings between the two, between solo small practice and member exchange? Right now, I'm seeing that member exchange is very busy. It has always been our busiest community in terms of just sheer numbers of posts. But I haven't really looked at the solo small practice section to see how that compares.
I would say the solo small practice section maybe isn't quite as busy as member exchange, but it is still quite active and kind of has a different, it's geared definitely towards the section members.
And please do remember, we do have all the Legal Tech Month CLEs coming up, and all of those are free for members to attend. So we hope we'll see you at some of those. And if there are no further questions, we're going to go ahead and let you go early. So thank you so much for joining us.